The fuck that caused my hand, I dealt it. Felt the vibrate from the gut of my pelvic. It bust off on some ice and some velvet shit. So radiant, I keep a dark room well lit. Cause you little goofies are well quick. Body for real monkey velvet. Body you not for Mars, a female's clip. As a kid, all I did was fight. I did the bit with a knife. I know I can spit, my flow's the shit. To a flat though, haters wanna crucify a real man. I still stand with the still hand, but we're healer man. It's not cyber shield, I'm turtle shoot. I'm one tough cookie, I don't follow our set standards. Catch me, you're gonna have to do more than scamper. Need more than scanners, I'm off the radar. I am as your goofies play God. Some worship the Christ, others pray to Allah. Chase a high, drink paper or bruh. You stagnated, well I straight evolve. At a rate, I'm dated space AC, y'all. Buster stuck in the cage, face off. After shape the state, use a fake, a fraud. Battlestar intergalactic, my mindset. Perfect comes from practice, so I rhyme best. I excel like I'm climbing a step. You got a lot to learn. I am adept, you of no concern. I am a threat. My measurement, width, lift, height, and depth. I'm just piloting up. Flying a jet, straight to adversary. Martial Chronicles like Ray Bradbury. I'm a thorough guy, goddammit. Symmetric apparel of a fly bandit. Mohawk, aviators, aerodynamics. And it's like I'm an arrow in precise transit. A Christmas Carol lines what your fans get. Your rules and pearls what I transmit. As a transcript, or I just spit it off the top. It's either shit or get off the clock. This shit's hot.
If you're broke. Listen to me, young people, old people too, mostly black people, I'm talking to you.
What the goal of the billionaire class is to remake the world as a digital simulation, really, to digitalize, to steal life. It is an anti-life program. It's moving from carbon-based life to silicon-based life to a digital twin of the world that they can control, that is disconnected from spirit.
I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. In the bright glow of the dawn, I see myself clearly. Bringing in a new day. The old way of doing things is done. I don't care what you say. Monsters don't sleep under your bed. They sleep inside your head. And if you haven't done the shadow work and left behind is where you stay. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the street. We gotta protect plus homeschool. Our babies is a must. They not just no moms, but also new posses. Mola, worshiping pedophiles. Wanna feed our children's spirits to robots. Turn all of us from carbon-based to silicone-based. Should be where the shit show stops. Get back to doing for ourselves. Water system, irrigation, and grow crops. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to walk with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets. I'm saying I'm not some master teacher. No, am I some pastor or preacher? Was released from prison with this passion to speak up. After doing 25 years in the beast cuffs. Realize they tried to teach us spiritual, mental, physical diet. They tried to feed us the fire of our ancestors resides in each of us. With that, I'm inspired to turn this heat up. I'm envisioning a world full of love and peace. Thus my decision is to war with this beast. Through tones, melodies, poems, and beats. But when the time comes, shoot it out in the middle of the streets.
We're really approaching almost almost like it's a Frankenstein moment. And they're framing it to us as, innovation, right? Where we should all be so excited that this is happening. And, I equate it to like the Golem bringing in like these robots. They would like to feed our life force to learn us in every tiny detail, not to empower us, but to actually transform us into a robotic simulation that is under their full control.
So, y'all really thought that I was done with y'all? Nah, I'm really down on y'all. Fellas up. We not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bond or whack. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow, Mao, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. Enough with the chit chat. I see through the side ops. Looking past the shot spot. Third eye gang shit flops. I don't eat pork, but I will fry cops. For foes, my heart's cold as an icebox. I'm saying that ops. From the skybox, I got scope on you pilgrims. The scope with some rules. Some of our folks are still dumb. Deaf and blind to the fact that blood, we gon' have this real stuff. Warrior spirits inside me. That's where it's real from. The world's a stage, page after page, script is played out. They keep us engaged, they can't arrange. This is played out. Rules of a dying society should have been disobeyed out. Forehead and knees off the floor should have been prayed out. The draft is on, COVID's no issue. Could've bloated in tissue. Now it's control who blows the whistle to who holds the pistols. The debacle's about who owes who the fiscal. Disregarding the original issue. We not going back and forth about this or that, whether your word is bound or wet. Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Bow, Mao, Big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back. A fool is known by his speech, yet if I don't speak, I suffer defeat. I'm other than we, a sucker or me. Stand on 2 feet, one turn the other cheek. The wise man known by his silence, mostly disguised compliance. Silence by guidance from conspiring to nervous. Other aspirants of violence, tyrants of fire. Trying to giants who hide, I'm trying to find. In environments of conquest, I'm hearing the sirens.
Oh, word.
Ring in my ear, they've got indictments. These pedophiles, squares, groupers, and hymen.
Mel, Delusion, Sharon, what's happening? I think it, oh, you know, it's screen sticky. Let me get the pin out, that'll fix it. I get the pin out, it's no 10. As funny as that sounds. There we go. Ain't that funny? Snoop, what's up, baby? What's up, my love? Delusions, yeah, views. I told you, T said about 20 and 25th. I hope he gets here on the 20th. So we can get stuff locked out, you know what I mean? So we get on our way. Sharon, what's up, hon? You know what I mean? I'm gonna tell you a little story, but then I'm gonna go in on these, and I'm gonna say what I was saying earlier. Is it good, Papa? We're gonna go outside. We already went out right behind me. You burst the feet up. You're looking at me all crazy.
Here's a big fact: yellow, white, red, brown, black. Now, big Mac, whether earth is round or flat. We want our shit back.
I just gave him some tuna. Oh, so they want to mess with the camera now, so whatever. I don't care. Let this play for a little bit.
In the spirit of the great matriarch, all praises is due to the Most High.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Honor and respect to all our ancestors, the elders, the youth, bro star gods and sister goddesses.
I'm not saving for a few days, so.
They say a soldier never knows his strength unless he has a foe. Well, I came to realize that my most greatest opponent is me. And in the spirit of making my enemy's enemy my friend, I decided to make me my greatest ally. Because each situation calls for it. You dig?
Indigo Tub, what's up?
Shot my first
favorite
bitch
blonde.
like an 82. Hot, yeah, alien kiss me like how a lady do.
Hey, what's going on? So we got
the ratio is contagious.
We got a fake Jew in here, y'all.
True vision, I've been gone for a long time to go through what I've gone through. You need a
Fake Jew or
strong
fake Chinese,
mind.
one of them.
Spine poked up for the wrong channel when bone wine yoked about that phone line. Wake me from the stupor of this ugly life. Can't wait to make your loop.
They don't know nothing about this, y'all, so don't say nothing. Because half of them fake Indians, and they don't know either. Because even they asking, and I'm like, and then you get the older guys going, I kind of know what that is. Don't ask them.
Keep my head above, drug water your waters, give shit hostile options or cordial orders. We need situation ethics in this day and time, not in the sense of
low testosterone.
Into good or good into bad, turning everything backwards, but simply because in every situation you're faced with, you need ethics, codes, principles, morals, methods in order to navigate through this madness. That shit or crash with trash. Feng Shui keeps you hoarding, more cluttering, pains you deeply to sweet.
Because YouTube staff don't do nothing, that's what they do, y'all. This is what they do right here. I say hi to them anyway, because they hot. There's a lone wolf. What's up, fam? Yeah, financial, I'm cutting off the automatic so they can send me the paper. I told them I'm not playing no more. But most of the people, they don't know this. So I says, let your heads know. You know, because they didn't know I study law, you know, corporate. So, you know, I don't care about the dollar because it's nothing. It's the idiots who stay in that conundrum. And I says, yeah, I'm just going to start depositing in my account so you can let them know that. So I need the paper one coming. You're not getting no more active deposit. Just go ahead and send it here. I said, every time you ask for the Social Security number, it's not mine. The government, based on the trust bond, you're not talking to me. And I can't help you, youngin', if you don't know no better. So I'm just going to deposit. And it's on them. And I'm not depositing it at the credit union, which I should. I'm going to deposit it at Wells Fargo, which is a bank, which is totally different. Banks are illegal, but we're not going to get into that.
Stone to the middle of Goliath's head. Jacket the beanstalk, the giant's dead.
Definitely. T, what's up, yo, Nick? Cincinnati, much respect.
I knew the call. To pray like Bilal,
y'all ain't heard this one.
I chose to pray with Sharice because she's on my arm. Got to stay on beat because them clones roaming. Their coach is Greek and
them clones roaming.
You can tell the beat on the phones is on when them people speak.
And soon we'll be destroying them.
The steady echo means the cause mine.
Well, y'all will.
What they recording
I really can't.
Honor her.
The
genealogy of morals is not Nietzsche, it's my partner. The orals reach me, believe me, even when the sex is tantric. Under the sun, lying on the sand lip. The body language we speak is Sanskrit, religious love above a secular antic.
Y'all saw the thumbnail. Y'all saw the which guy says cat. And you know that ain't no Star David. That's a Cap Drew.
I'm sure it's for her that I'm diplomatic. I can go blip the blur stick you that quick. So please do not make a mistake of appeasing me with all that Drake fake glove. You can't fake steak, call it Longhorn. Steakhouse a quack by where the strongest one is up to the Maldives. Due to gold visas, my morning glory and we eating bold pieces. And so, and what appears to be the conclusion of this piece, after befriending myself, my complimentary rehab became clear to me that the union I have with Sharice. My intuition permitted my vision to no longer be subversion, the obscurity of the impurity of conflict, unless it's holy war. She is divine law and order. The reason why, like the phoenix, I rise again and again.
So the fact is, see a real man, they don't know what to do
The music doesn't stop.
about the homosexuals or the battle. They see a real man, they don't know what
At the
to do.
same time, she's my best friend.
They get jealous because they can't be a real woman,
Every situation.
and they damn so far from a real man.
Featuring Ramsey Lewis, I do this. She makes me the truest. Shines your symbols for the conscious minds, y'all. And with that on the temple, Draw. I had a vision the past night, yeah, a circulus round, created successful reality from a virtual now. How? Stand on my square cause they usurp your power. Them same little sneaky breezies that'll hurt you, they smile all up in your face, all up in your space. And I ain't talking all bras but dog dogs with whole trace. So I walk tall kittens while y'all cross slow race. I stay focused on walking through them tall gold gates. Draw a magic circle around me, they keep me from harm. The law fat checks, earth sleep will peak me, I'm calm. Water fire air, earth turn me from that peace to a bomb. Blow the joint to split the range, the point in the centimeters. I've encompassed my inner demons, 490-degree angles, guarded by angel of shiny eating angels. Thank you, and I of course am the chief triangle. If I die before I wake, well at least I'm flying plain view. I am my circle, how I govern four corners. Wise as a serpent for certain amongst foreigners. Out of state, out of place, in the space they storing us. Learning firsthand of what fate was forewarned.
We're gonna talk about some of them fake Jews and what I was speaking about earlier.
Man, fly in the shell at shower, Hampton kept smoke. Stay high, years later, he's the same degree, just gain density. Gave my synopsis, he's hostage. I prayed I could say I behave by locals. I've raised my moral ground.
I had to go to Walmart, pick up Al something. And you know I'm not big on going there. But man, when y'all hear this,
I don't abide by the same ethics. They feign respect, can't obtain the credit for keeping the obelisk erect, but with strange essence. But the epic of my name will reign and remain epic. Circumscribe my passions, my squares, my lift. Ask, is it worth the ride? Yeah, it's rare, I spit. But the beach churchified, so I bear my shit. It hurt, I cried, this kid, and then it tried to eclipse my soul. Bounce back from it, announce it, I'm done with being the sacrificial lamb. The jungle, I run it, thus the lion conquereth over this numbness. Made a conscious shift, even in dark with the sun lit. On you false lights, don't have to be gold to glitter. Actors with the poppers just for show, go figure. You dig, pounding you bamboo or gorilla. I'm built like a silverback with hella track, no iller max than me. Masturbate her back, originally pretty, take the mask off. 360 on my square, see the circle, if not your mask off. You poemish, dash your salt, the dialogue's trash talk, your past lost. Leave a footprints in the asphalt, use the outline correction, last roll, I blast off, I crash off to the next zest of living, sacredly section whose ass off, when she walked the ass off, I told back to it like who makes your Yanni sing, her response, she dons me king. So who gave me the script, my ops, the prescription, this is my vision's description, listen, I'm standing on mine's my circle, it's me, I absorb your hate to make it work for me, transform into fuel as I evolve, advance this abnormal, dormant front and leave y'all, right where y'all started at. Let me impart a fact. She'll be sitting in my ship as we chart the map. Thinking in destiny, the turtle and the hare. Acknowledge me as the circle and the square. Yeah. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, ways the heart that thy son Ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge one is when time and space rock. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark, ways the heart that thy son Ray, my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fakes, marks once we make knowledge one is when the run and base rock. I rose up, took a shower, purified my art field, took copper for a wall to ensure my chlorophyll is pumping. Done some curls for sure, I've more to build. Solid foundation, my crown chakra, core and hill, pound the pavement. Sacred ground, freedom I stand for. Free all political prisoners of war, man or woman and child. Rid the land of all foreign and alien entities. I decree this morning, send them back to whence they came. Is the peace laugh or war cry, whatever the relevant name of each path, simple highest form, spirituality's how you teach math. A humble beast is still a beast. Now feel the beast wrath, rain fire on them, and the internet forms, sigils, emojis, and the avatars that want them. Destroy this de facto government and its forums. Establish Big Moss house so she may restore him. The great matriarch, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Ways the heart is thy son Ray. my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake. Marks once we make knowledge born is when
time is one.
The great make you art, whether it's day or dark, creates the spark. Raise the heart as I sun ray my art, her make the patriarch. Most social media saviors are fake. Marks once we make knowledge born is when rhyme and bass drop. The next host, note this self, quick plan, hit the gas. This shaft is called my turn, take the risk, it's fast. Most of them got vaccinated with chips in their ass, plus rappers sacrificing each other for grips in their cash. Can't watch videos without the subliminals, predictive programming weirdos, strong menstrual shows, the land's contaminated, fruits and vegetables, black minerals, the water and skies I fry. New wave chemicals, technology got me here in front of my desktop, perusing these beats and whatnot.
I was gonna let Olex play, but let's go ahead and do it when I get it in. All right, check it out. I had to go to Walmart, right? They didn't have no more of the little boxes, but they had them in Walmart. Then I get a Safeway for him because he done scratched, he done tore the other one up. That thing is like, I don't know, man, it's just a mess. I have to sweep and vacuum every day. Anyway, and I wanted to get a couple of pork, a tomahawk, you know, steaks for next week. And I told y'all, and I proved it, that anywhere from 87, even over 90% of so-called Jews are converts. I don't know if y'all saw the video I did. I don't know if they loaded it. I didn't see no comments on it. I didn't go back. It's hundreds ago. Where I showed you Chinese Jews, Japanese Jews, Palestinian, Iranian Jews, some Mexicans who went there are Ecuadorian Jews. I showed a lot who I knew who converted Judaism. Over 25 I knew who used to talk to me about the Talmud and stuff like that, and then they converted. They've been over there for like 20 years, 25 years. I know someone were ex-military, and these are not Judeans. These are crypto-Sephardics who certain perverted Zionist rabbis, I'm talking about nasty ones, the ones that do the little foreskin. Do not get your children's foreskin cut off. Stop it. My great-grandmother was pissed off at my mother. That's why she never talked to her, having it done to me. Actually, my mom was 17, and the doctors just did it, actually, from what I've learned. It was never ascribed. My mother was no Christian. So that's what a lot of people don't know about. But don't do that no more. Don't do that. If you're having children, do not do that. That is part of the sin. That's electric. That skin needs to be there. All right? When your thing goes out, it pulls back, it's fine. When it comes in, it's protected and covered. Just keep it naturally clean, like your belly button, if you have any. So there was probably about 6 of them walking around with the little things, little strings hanging with nasty looking beards, looking this nasty. They were all over 6 foot. And there was a reason why they were moving the way they were moving. Well, anyway, I went in the line because I had got the little scratchy board to give him, which he just went crazy because it comes with a little toy and catnip. He don't need no more catnip. I got a big thing. I could feed jaguars for like months, or big lions. And so I was putting it up. And the Navajo lady that was working the register, she knows me. Hey, Red. I was like, hey, what's up, sis? But I noticed this guy, when all these people over there getting ready to purchase whatever they're purchasing, he stops and looks, and he looks over at me. I look at him, and I have no feelings. I'm worse than them. I mean, I don't have no, especially when I know you're living a lie. I have no emotional feelings that bind me to anything. Like if I act upon something, you better believe I know that my body can move in ways that, forget all the training. But with him, and it's not about hate and violence or anything, she looked up and her kids used to study under me. And she was like, uh-oh. Because I turned around and pushed the cart up and I started walking over to him because he was looking at something that Jews don't partake in. So he's studying me. He's looking at me. I was going over there and asking, what the fuck are you looking at? I didn't have to say fake Jew or nothing. And, it's Arizona. But you don't walk in that Walmart. Now, we walk in their arm. We do. But you're not supposed to be in their arm, okay? And there's nothing outside that says you can't. It's the country. We didn't play that narrative. We don't play that here in Arizona. Safe spaces and all that crap. I was going to ask him, because if he would have looked dumb, because I know more about him than he knows me, I was going to knock him out. See, I'm 220 plus. I'm built like a little tank. And I just, yeah, I study Krav Maga, all that crap, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all that. It's not going to go to the ground. It's not going to be flailing arms and haymakers. It's going to be 1 or 2 and a sack of potatoes. And that's without a doubt. Without a doubt. If I got to take my short stature, 5'10", and swoop, even with a bad back, it's going to be bad. That's even worse than getting, double tap. But regardless of that, when I was going out and I saw how they would huddle around and some were standing there, because they know right now they are the bottom feeders. And what they always have been. I just walked out. I just said, oh man, they just look like, what's those animals that stand up in the deserts and they, lemurs, whatever? And they, you know what I'm saying? and they do that little, like, if something's wrong. Anyway, she was like, damn, thank you, James, for not doing nothing. No, I was wondering if he was, what's he looking at? Because he really doesn't have a clue. And she was like, well, just thank you. Because she knows, So I go out to the truck, I load up and everything. So my left rear tire is kind of low. Now, these are good tires I got. And even the guys who know my truck know I got some good tires. Some good radials. So I filled it up. That's if it's a slow leak or if it's anything. It could be a number of things. I could have rolled over a curb. It could be wiring or whatever causes a slow leak. So I'll just take over the Big O's. Our Big O's is different from everybody else's. This guy is fabulous. And he'll take care of me real quick. So I said, let me go and put the air in the tire, and it's at Maverick gas station. Now, at Walmart, there's cameras everywhere. Like, what the frig? I mean, pointing in every direction. So they were in there for a while. Now, I was in and out because I knew exactly what I was getting. The box and the 2 tomahawk, steaks. And that's it. Because I eat feta cheese. I don't eat no other cheese now, I pull up, and there's like 20 to 30 good old boys and some big old Navajos, like a Mexican. I'm talking about like, people like red flags on like 1776. And I'm pulling up, I got the Confederate flag, and they looking at mine, and they're like, okay, and everybody's got the gun. So I go out to get the air, and this right here, you pay, and it fills you up. It's the pump, and you got the free air, but I didn't have a thing to measure the pressure, the 34 or 33, right? PSI. And this one does it automatically. It takes a while though, so you're only paying some change anyway. But so I put my card, it's waiting for me to pressurize it, and then I can hit the negative, and then it'll expel whatever error is built up in the system, and it's discharged from my account. Like, I think it was like 30 cents. Because I was listening to him, because you put it in your tire, it locks on, you just walk away. When it's finished, it expels from the thing, but your tire stays inflated. And I got the windows down, and I'm playing, what's that dude's name? It was Western. I'm playing this Western song, right? Anyway, the spaghetti, Clint Eastwood. And so I turned it off, and I hear them saying, whew, let's put it like this. They really wanted to go and hurt them damn fake Jews, y'all. We talking about, these are veterans, all of them. All of them had, it looked like on their cars where it was situated. It's like the good old one network, how they would meet up in the woods somewhere. This is how they was doing it by the Maverick gas station over by the air pump. And you can hear them talking, oh, they must still be there. I saw the vehicle they got out of, da. They want to do some harm. They want to do some harm to them. Y'all know some right wingers who are crazy, and y'all know some left wingers who are just going cuckoo right now for Cocoa Puffs. I just said, let me get my behind in the truck. Let them be to their mischief. You cap-ass Jews, this is not Palestine. This ain't some place because y'all eternally think you're in control because of Netanyahu and this fake-ass politics. People are starting to realize that there could be a green and green, blue and blue in the military. We know a lot of people serve relatives, this, that, and other, and they're really, really tightening in on a lot of things. I'm grateful that there are some decent Jews who are going to Christianity, Catholicism, whatever they're doing. Some even converted to Islam. For whatever reason, it could be mischief. But in the country, because of what happened after this fake president got in, that all of a sudden bowed out, that's when Oregon, Washington, and California, they left all them high prices, and all those individuals who were part of the game started coming into our states as if we wouldn't pay attention. Now, nobody's seen a Jew walking around here shopping or anything because they talk around here. And these people are tuned in on the news. I'm just letting y'all know. Maybe you could say I'm giving a heads up. I mean, if y'all that caught up in your fake world and you ain't paying attention, because when I was living in New York and Brooklyn, and I was my future fiance, I used to walk a lot over there. There was no purpose to be driving, you know. I was shopping one day, and I ran into a couple of these, I guess you could say, racist Jews. And needless to say, my boy Tariq, Rajan, and Muhammad had to pull me off of them. I had knocked them out, and I was trying to kick them into the middle of the street and under the car. I'm not advocating for violence. It's what happened, what was said. I guess maybe they just got through hearing some Hebrew Israelites, you know, Super Saiyans or whatever you want to call them, Goku, Krillin, and whatever, you know, dressed up like they was getting ready to do a WWF, and then they saw me. And we're in the part of Brooklyn was Italians and Spanish, you know what I'm saying? And they made a comment, and I told them, I said, huh? You know, like playing dumb. And the other one, you know, acting like he was, you know, New York, it grab anybody, have you act kind of outside yourself. You know, like, we rub off on everybody. The attitude, you know, look at Mark Wahlberg, you know what I'm saying? Was a racist, but they don't move like that with it, you know what I'm saying? And I beat the cold snip, you know, the snippy snaps out of them. Yes, I did. I think it was about, what street was he on? It's a long time ago. It's 2000, I think 2000, this is 2004, 2003, 2003 or 4, I think. It's like 21 years ago. I was like 37 or something like that. I beat, and they were tall. I mean, you ever like hit one and hit the next one, and you knock them into the Korean storefront, and then jump on the other one, and the little guy on the corner is moving his little DVDs, and I didn't care about who was around, but like I said, my boy Muhammad, Rajan, and anyway, they grabbed me, and they said they were scared when they grabbed me because I was the one guy I pretty much halfway kicked up under the car. The other one, he was trying to get his head right, and you ought to see them getting themselves together. I tore the little strings off and everything, and they're trying to get the little stuff with the vest and bopping in people's cars, and you know. Because I'm telling you, I don't tolerate that. I don't like them at all in the first place because it's a false identity. And you're frauds. You're fakes. You know, what troubles me is there are people, Palestinians who I met who know this in the UK and here. And there are those who speak, and they've been saying it lately on TikTok, pointing out, you know, you're not real, you know. And yet, when you take children and you nurture them in this lie and you teach them the perversions and everything else, this is what you get. Them good old boys, I'll tell you about 15 to 20 of them, they were strapped up, hips and everything. They wanted to hurt them. I guess you could say I don't want to see that. It's not for me. It's not my choice. We need balance, yes, but I think everybody's really I think the higher ups that allow this, they know that this can happen, a prelude to disaster and the worst kind of chaos. I think this is what they require because most of those converts don't know this. You know what I mean? They have no idea of how they're being played. You little monkeys got to do better. You have to do better. um, you'll hear Lebanon and all these different places, and you'll hear what's going on, and this is a different time and age. There is no one side that can win anything. It's just that. I'm attempting to still figure out how did everybody become so weak. And they look nasty. They look like scat parties and all kind of weird stuff. They really do. These ones that I saw, they just look so downright filthy. I served with them in the military, but they knew how to play it. You remember I was talking about the Code Noir, the little oath they make that they don't have to. If they take an oath with you, right, it's meaningless. If they take an oath to the Constitution, it's meaningless. That's what the politics. These, the blue are the Crips and the conservatives are the Bloods. They're just gang leaders to misguide the people. But you don't see it, but they're unified, and it's gang banging at its worst, and they got everybody else. And y'all need to stop that. And it's based on who's behind it. Look at the people they got in charge of the military. They're all these fake Jews, and 2 or 3 of them, I don't know, they're sex changed, looking like retards. I'm just saying. My opinion, they look like the goofies. Space Force, right? And what's the other one? Is the Air Force or the Navy? Which one is it? Or the Army? The one with the blonde hair? Oh, just weird, ugly, this nasty, goofy looking. But y'all know what I'm saying. And then watching California and watching the Republican guy, the Mexican guy, talking with all the individuals on the liberal side and seeing the black folks, all of them in the politics, all of them gay, I am just like, whoa. They fell because Hitler got rid of it. But they lied and made everybody think that they were attempting to dominate the world, to which they weren't. They wanted a peace for at least 1,000 years based on ideology of religion. I mean, they wasn't taking land from Russia. They wasn't trying to take Poland and make it Germany. They didn't want England, and you got to remember who made England go over there and fight the Germans. And they responded. See, that's the true story that you don't hear, And then y'all still walking on this soil in the old world as if it's okay. As if you got a natural pass. We don't care about David Levin or any. We don't care about Warner. And you see what's coming out with the Walt Disney and Nickelodeon and all these other things. Hell, we all know about Sesame Street. We know that it's always been pedophilia. We know it's been perversions. We know a lot of children were missing. We know those people who were growing up, if they didn't go to Star Trek, would act like they were blind or this, that, and other. And with his homosexual ass, we know more than what's required. But why did the great America fail and stop when they could have succeeded? Because of race, the very thing that they created. I don't have to go and pull all the names that created these big races. Why would you, in the 17th so-called century, have to start studying about ethnicities and the world you're in and hiding it? Obviously, you're new to it. Why did you have to destroy it? Because there's something that has to be able to move around that we were able to keep away. Fake Jews, Zionism, whether the 3 individuals you see here, Netanyahu, Theodore Albert Hertz, I don't want to say another one's name. I'm not even giving that monkey no energy. This is the system, through cooperation and conspiracy, has destroyed, not completely destroyed, but has removed the real gatekeepers of protectors, and have instilled a whole lot of fragments of brokenness. If the FBI went into P. Diddy's and took all that machinery and equipment, why is it they not? And I don't want to hear somebody say they're building a case. I know people are stupid, but You're not going to play stupid in front of me. Why is it that they haven't shared that information? You know, I looked at the fact. I look at the fact of what's been done with the FBI and the DEA and the ATF under this fake government. And I watched how they took, you know, with a rare breed trigger and CRS, who shouldn't be in jail, for the auto key card that was printed but not tapped out or showed how to be put together, how they do these absurdities, right? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? When let me pull it up and show you so you can have an eye. Some of you know, because y'all, I'm not a 2A person. I'm just about the Constitution and your rights and freedoms that most people don't have no clue about. Let me pull it up. I'll turn this off. Let me pull it up and see if there's anything there. So y'all know CRS Firearms, right? He's been locked up for a while. I don't think there's anything new. His wife's been keeping the channel up. I believe the last one was 11 days ago, where CRS, they were talking about how is he going to win his appeal. So if you don't know what I'm talking about this individual here. They railroaded this guy like they did many other people, okay? I'm not saying I'm a friend. I subscribed to the channel because I wanted to see what was going on with him and that auto key card thing, which was belonged to somebody else. He had an FFL and everything like that. And how they don't care about destroying families. Well, why would families care about supporting these government entities that are part of the destruction of a country that never really existed? When I said what I said, I saw some of the comments. When I said this is not America, the United States of America, that's a fictional name, just like most of your straw men who belong to the fake ass UK by way of the Vatican, but people have an issue with that. Now the fake ass Jews, they're a fraud all the way around. They have no real established identity. Okay. All right. Now it's been 11 days since she has put up a video. So maybe you got to remember, he called the ATF and everything was legitimate. So this shows you that there's a disease running amok. All right. So like I said, his wife has been keeping the channel going. So the last video was 11 days ago, and the last live they ever did was 10 months ago, when CRS was, you know, accosted by a fraudulent system that is not based on the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, or anything, but that so-called deep state that everybody used. Now, I'm not with the stopping the shit. I can't tell you, because there's some of you, like I said yesterday, you'll be discouraged and be like, huh? He supports that? It's not about me supporting it. I kind of like the chaos. I'm not going to explain myself no more about that. People have a choice. You have a choice when you come in here. You have a choice when you go wherever you go, or the things you're going to be doing in the next 5, 10 to 20 minutes, or in the Friday and the next week, and this week and the next weekend. You have a choice. They have a choice when they sign on to become a fake Jew. It's like a gang. You hear certain things, you believe you're protected, you get involved in things that nobody knows about, you're shown things by people who like you, and then you get deep. And in order to be a fake Jew, you got to be self-hating, a racist, the most duplicitous and diabolical one. And people have a hard time accepting that. You know, it cracks me up about these, and I'm going to say the word black because those are ignorant, these sisters who are saying for Kamala. Well, the problem is they're afraid of what Trump will do when he gets in office, because these are lesbians. And the homosexuals are in a roar because they're afraid. See, nobody thinks about what can come, but they love the moment as long as they're living in it and it feels good. See, that's what's wrong with a lot of you. You're external, and it's not about the real thing. Somebody asked me a question. They said, James, what do you think about the earth? I says, what do you think as above, religious-wise? what do you think as above, so below? I said, well, yeah, I guess the firmament. So you're saying there's land up there? No, I says, listen to me. Everybody's always talking about show, right? And hollow earth. Earth isn't exactly hollow, but it is. In order to build a pyramid, you have to have one on the bottom. I says, remember I mentioned a couple of days ago about the fact that I was talking, I don't know how many hundreds of videos ago, talking about there were, and this is before anybody saw it or knew anything, I said there was forests with animals in these big open forests and underground in Zhanjiang, well, I forget what part of China, Brazil, like all these different places. They're finding these places with no sun, thriving with ancient trees, and they want to cut it off so you can't go into them. Guy was skydiving and went and skydiving to this place that's like an oasis, and they one day decided to go ahead and map it out, and they realized, damn it, we got big ass animals down here, and we got big ass trees. So the Earth, what's the farthest they've drilled down? I think the farthest they drilled down is between 10 miles and the farthest drilled down. I'm gonna go ahead and Google it. I think I have an idea. It's further. It's for a reason. Want to use the right words. Okay. So it's saying here, the deepest hole ever dug by so-called humans is the Kola Superdeed borehole in Murmansk, Russia, which is, I think it's like 12,200 meters, which is equates to about 7-something miles. Well, actually, they've done, and that was like 1970. They have done further than that. I believe the furthest is anywhere from 10 to 14 miles. That's why I keep telling you, what do you think they're digging that far down for? They're looking for history, but they also wanted to find the inner earth. So as above up here, so below. So what does inversion mean? So if I'm looking at the crust, right? They got y'all believing in mantle and shit, right? Bullshit. Excuse me. Energy's energy. Light's light, no matter how it does what it does. This crust down here, there's an earth down here. Inversion. And it's not a spinning ball. Some believe we're dealing with an earth like this. And there's natural order to things where the perception is flat. And when Neil deGrasse said it's oval, what was he really saying? They want you to believe in a world that doesn't exist, because it's paramount and indicative to you not being able to tap into your inner self and knowledge of knowing. So having the fictional computer grafted world, because there's no true picture of Earth. Look it up. Based on the globe. It's all mapped and put together. I forget the young man's name that did it. I don't know if he's still doing it. I have friends who have built some of the largest rockets. They enter those competitions with the GoPros, and just like pilots who I've flown with, and what I told you in the Navy with Lieutenant JG looking through his, at the ocean and seeing ships hundreds of miles away, the Earth is flat. Whether it's concave or not, it's damn sure not no spinning ball. So who created that narrative? Anybody remember one of the videos I did? I talked about that. Who created the round Earth? That's the reason why I think it's paramount that I read Flat Earth again with those other books, to give fact and point out what they have not made fact is still all theory. So they teach you in school the lie And they don't tell you it's fact or theory. They just stand by the curriculum. And then you come out without no knowledge, never gone nowhere, never sailed the seas, never flown on your own to know how equipment works. You accept what is given and you argue it. Now, we know there's a lot of goofy agents who are going to sit there and they're going to keep disruption, interrupting. But everything's a lie. In France, at that, let me pull it up and read it to you, okay? Because I don't want to just be saying this, spewing anything. When I was there, I don't know if that was built because I didn't see it. Let me see if I can pull it up. Okay, yeah. I want to pull up the right thing. Okay, so the Louvre Museum. As you know, that this is all Tartarian. They didn't build this. Those French people, Negroes built that of France. No pale skin. You didn't build it. This thing right here. So they have the Mona Lisa at one end with some thick bulletproof, whatever, security glass. And on the other end, they have this big ass painting. That is nothing but a whitewashed lie. And most of the paintings on both walls is what George Orwell talked about. Just like when you go in the Capitol and you see all these fake ass presidents, going back to fake ass George Washington, which George Jefferson Washington is nothing but a nigga's name. They whitewashed history and gave you a whole paradigm of fictional narratives. Oh, when we beat Britain, the Boston Tea Party, the taxation without representation. The United States of America is not the name of this land. That belongs to the fake queen, the crown over in England. Now, people have started coming to realize this truth by way of the lying ass Vatican, who are murdering the original people. I told you about King James fled that once he got word, because there were still people who were grand people who liked that man and what he did. There's a reason why he killed that wife. He's trying to poison him. There's a reason why he took on the papacy, because he realized the perversion. He wanted to make sure he had good people instead. He came here on the fake ass East Coast, which is actually the West, because this is the East, Asia Superior. It's all through all the old maps. How did this become? This is the West, and everybody talks like that because they made everybody ignorant. War is a motherfucker. And these are facts. You can research this stuff while it's still available. They fucked our whole history up. And how they kill so many of our people? With diseases, people. With fucking diseases. We found a way to fight back and cure the diseases. So what do? They stopped. They allowed the little bit of lies before the World's Fair to seep in. And then we were at war again. The Indian Wars lasted all the way up until the 1900s, y'all. Are y'all aware of that? Past the 1900s. Us fighting one another and fighting them. That's how they were able to, because when they saw that our numbers weren't, as far as warriors, weren't as where it was, they started using the children stowed away. You know, they still were talking about Pocahontas. What is the real name of Pocahontas? I still see Peckerwoods running around here talking about Pocahontas, like you think you know what you're talking about. She was a Negro, stolen away at 12 years old, raped and paraded around like they do so many other people, just like the fake fucking Jews do. Made babies, they kept some, and because they're filthy, which we are very clean people. We showed y'all how to wash your asses and everything else. She died of the diseases. And my mother started, they went ham and started fucking y'all up left and right. They were killing indiscriminately. It didn't matter who and what. And that's one out of a plethora of women stolen away and raped to make new societies of Arabs and every fucking thing else. They don't know their truth or their origin, or how they came to be. This is what those fake ass fucking Jews do. That's why I read the 13th tribe. tired of saying these damn names, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't finish reading Facts is Facts because it gets into another place, because it's talking too much religious shit. You know, a Jew telling the truth that they're fake and this, that, and other, but he becomes a Christian. I'm not saying there's not a reality to a real experience you should have, but the ignorance, Arthur Kessler, and how they suicided him and his wife. And yet people still walking around this world, and nobody here is supporting that motherfucking Netanyahu, that sociopath. Nobody's supporting them fake ass fucking Jews. And they really need to walk lightly. And they're walking around with big fucking heads. Nobody cares about them being stank and raggedy. But they're a threat to the fucking world in their ignorance and their perversions. How many of y'all ever looked at the gay parade over there in Tel Aviv? Any of y'all ever watch it? It is one of the sickest, most demented. When I was in New York watching the gay, I was like, what the fuck? And the babies should not see this. There's gay people who feel the same way. And I respect them. They don't want to see this pushed on no children. But nobody's listening because the government is a perversion. But are they going to talk about it on the news? Of course not. Why not? Oprah Winfrey's best friend is a lesbian. You think she wants to ostracize it? Y'all watch The View, and women think it's something for the women. It's powerful. It's destructive. I was going to show you the paintings in there, but you can look it up. Okay? And people go and they see the statues of so-called Egypt taken from around the fucking world, even from the Grand Canyon, even from South America. And they are niggas. And they even went as far as to even make up some fake ones with pointed fucking noses because they don't want nobody to test it. But you can see, compared to the original shit that they had to actually paste together and when it was traveled, and there's a lot of fictional rich motherfuckers, you know, billionaires, that have a lot of shit in their homes, the decor, and their pictures, you gotta Google and find them. It's like the greatest secret ever. Now, because the melanated people are waking up, and they're still being plagued by dumb niggas and this Pan-African shit. I'm surprised y'all still listening to these dumb motherfuckers. Now, can't help it because niggas in Africa are stupid and they buying into it when they didn't even know slavery fucking existed until, you know, some dumb motherfucker from America went over there talking about it, because the people who up here went there didn't even talk about it because they didn't know about no goddamn slavery. Ain't that funny? And how come nobody ever mentions that or speaks of that? That's right. I got friends from Liberia who talk about their great-grandparents never even mentioned nothing about no slavery. They just wanted to get the fuck away from what was happening here. They seen all the death and the poison and the toxins. Their rainwater ain't dark, but your rainwater, when it rains, you put your cup out, you look at it, there's poison in it. But you don't want to see that because you're out there in the rain. I'm getting that money. I'm storing rainwater, and you got to filter it. This is what we're dealing with. And people don't know how to come the fuck together. Why you have a hard time coming together and being two strong arms? You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on, DJ? Potential's a regular Matuka. Hey, all right. Bring that shit, brother. How about them 9 grandfather judges at the end? Hey, be careful, boy. Be careful. Don't fuck their heads up. What's good? You already know, family. Lance Ward. What's going on, beloved? Max B, what's happening? What I gather, a lot of dark ones allowed others to do evil to point where the dark ones couldn't control the evil. Bada boom, bada bang. That's what you see DJ kind of mentioning about the 9. The Irish are magnet. I love the fucking Irish, man. I've been to Ireland and Scotland, man. I don't give a fuck. They were the one who told me the original people wasn't. They were like midgets and shit. They said they were like, that's why they created this little thing called Lucky Charm, you know, motherfucking, you know, you already know what I'm talking about. It became a big joke. When you want, people don't want to talk about Prester John and King Philip and all this other stuff. They want to talk about the lies that have been created. So now, man, my Irish dogs, no, them the ones that kept it real with me, but they're fighting their own battles against the same motherfuckers who call this, who own this narrative. People always say the U.S. United States Corporation, the United States of America. This is not fucking America. Even if you say in the United States, but you're saying, okay, well, we'll just call it America. I'm a national of America. Stop being fucking stupid. Listening to these motherfucking wars and all these other made up, because they find a little information, but they don't know the truth. You see what I'm saying? 14 miles. So it's 14 miles? Is that what it is? Because I couldn't see it on there. I believe that's what I heard too, right? So yeah. So I know in the 70s it was about 7 or 8 miles, but you know, 200, whatever, you know, what you call it. But I remember about the key card. I used to follow Freedom Inc. Oh, okay. You did? I never followed them. Yeah. Well, James Finley, it's not, well, yeah, the winners. They didn't really win shit. They just kind of came in and how you call it? Like we say our government, you know, they came in and because they were walking around with them and they put themselves in position, they hijacked, you know what I'm saying? And you consider a hostile takeover, but they didn't really, they didn't really fight nobody. You know what I mean? Ben J, what's going on, beloved? You know what I'm saying? Hey guys, what's going on, beloved? How you doing? Yeah, right. Is that morning? We all seen it. Everybody seems to be in mourning, so I would say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Jonathan Williams, what's going on, beloved? No, see, I see right now. I talk to people back, in Brooklyn and the Bronx who are Jewish, and they be like, "Yo, Red, I saw you live, man. Yo, keep up the good work." I'm serious, y'all. I'm talking about cats that wear like the whole shebang, and they get information, and they got to be real careful. You know what I mean? Like, I only got a couple seconds, but good job. Click. I'm like, the fuck? So I know that the motherfuckers are listening. I always let people know, I don't give a fuck. I don't care about none of this. I just like talking about shit that nobody's going to talk about. And then the ones do, they're going to have this big proliferation of all this information. And most people will be like, drooling with the tongue hanging out, looking like Bart Simpson. You know, like, what the fuck? My thing is to use things, you know, that might be helpful. But that shit that I saw over at Maverick gas station, all them boys, 15 to 20 of them, they wanted to go over there with them 5 or 6 little tall ass fake Jews. They wanted to go and fuck them up. I don't know what's going on, y'all, but some people are real upset at what's going on with all these high taxes and fake ass. And these political parties want that. They want, right now, y'all don't know it. Y'all under martial law. But it's an open book. Now, there's no real martial law. Y'all know that. And they know what can happen, but they need more people to die. Some of you here today, and you won't be here tomorrow. This is the way it is. Now, I'm not giving that energy. I'm not saying that's a fact. But more people since the pandemic, how many people have y'all looked at the stats of how many people die? And the fact that between Holland and a few other places dealing with medicine, the BBC are talking about, you know, Pfizer, Moderna, all of these things have been actually killing people. It's not the disease, but the shot. I'm not saying medical misinformation. I can pull it up right now. These BBC, all these things that are the news and everything else, Daily Mail, blah, blah, blah. It's all there. Okay, first of all, not my opinion. I don't care. But how many of y'all looked at the stats to see? I would say go and look at the stats. Look at the census of how many people died, especially in the senior homes, the old folk homes, the veteran ones and everything. Look how many people aren't around compared to the year prior to this shit kicking off, and do the math. Now, all of a sudden, you have tons of people, young ones and old ones, dying of thoracic problems, heart attacks, cancers, off the yang. They call it super cancer. I just want to know, you know what I'm saying? And nobody would think to look at these things. Now, I studied medicine. I remember that thing that stick up the nose, that was for cultures, but not to test for any disease. And that's in med school. That's just, I'm just saying. Maybe they changed. Maybe it does. I don't know. All right. But research it for yourself. All right. Say, I'm not playing safe. I'm just saying, speculative. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, look at it. It's not a hard thing to go on and search it out. But I know that I'm not saying all the Jews have something to do with that. It's not what I'm saying, because I said, and I'm going to say it, I'll say it a million times, I know good Jews. That is their identity. That is not yours. Judean and Jews are two fucking different things. Atlantean and a Jew are two different things. A European and a Jew are two different things. An African and a Jew, an Ethiopian, an Eritrean, Arab, it's all different things. The Jew is a standalone identity made while everybody else is living a fictional lie as well. So they would say that the Jew is up here and everybody is Goyim. Even the original Judeans, the Atlanteans. Not saying y'all are not Atlanteans. The thing is, the white person didn't exist in 1615 or 1618. Hell, some saying 1675. There was no such thing as a white person. That's not by me. That's by your own scholars who have been waking up and researching, and they've been doing decades of research all around the world, and it hit them harder than it hits anybody else. You dig what I'm saying? It's crazy the world we live in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying this is facts. I'm saying do the research. You dig what I'm saying? Roaches and rats hate light. Let your light shine. Remember I told y'all, if Atlantis, there's nothing wrong with saying Atlantis. Well, who's gonna fucking fault you for it? And who, the people of ignorance? This ain't Atlantis, because they've been watching all the fake ass movies, the whitewash of history that creates the conundrum and the division, the separation, the hate that dispels the truth, right? Judean. Why do people have a hard time pronouncing that? Because they think that it's equivocal to what a Jew is. They're not Judean. If they're converts and if they're from Shem, and they walk around happy saying we're from Yaphet, I just want to know, man. Just like they got everybody believing in Ham, Shem, and you see what I'm saying, in Yaphet, but they don't talk about Aaron. They want you to believe that's something else. How many of y'all looked into Quasimodo, the Hunchback of Notre Dame? But when I started speaking about it for about 5 years, that he was out of South America, he had a hunchback, dark as fuck, hair looked like that, the dual personality of Black Samurai, right? You know, and he walked with a cane, stood no taller than about 5'4", and everybody despised him. But because he was able to do all these miraculous things, like the guy that built the castle in Florida at night with no help and machinery, he was, you know, he was to be murdered. And that is the Jews killing the Judean, and they got you believing in a place that didn't exist, nowhere on no map, even in Hollywood when they were making these movies in the 1940s. Why is it that nobody really pays attention when they talk about Egypt, and people are starting to realize that Egypt wasn't a place but a period in time? How many of you been to Egypt and went to the quarters where the original Egyptians, these real dark, tall people? I mean, think about it. Who they murder over in Libya? Gaddafi. Who was the security? They weren't. Well, all of that's Africa, if you want to call it Africa. We should be beyond that. But his security were these tall Amazonian black women, the original Egyptians, and that's the reason why he wanted them around him. He knew that he had Gujar blood. He knew he was mixed. Ergo, why he was a cokehead. And he was partying because he enjoyed that. When you look at the old world, when you look at Iran, everywhere, all the places where they didn't wear all this shit over their head and veils on their face, where there was no goddamn these new ISIS and all this other crap. But nobody wants to sit there and put that together. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying accept what I'm saying. I'm saying do the research. You know what I'm saying? Niagara antedates Judean blood, Israel in my blood, the first, second, and third Judean blood. And the other thing, Israel, what was the original meaning of Israel? It wasn't a place. It belonged to one individual. It didn't belong to a nation. Why is it people don't want to study the scriptures to know these things to be self-proved? He wrestled with himself. He literally, what was that movie? Homeboy was beating himself up, Fight Club. He literally wrestled with himself. He had what's called an inner, deeper experience. He was able to see himself. He was able to be empty, to be nothing. And the turmoil turned so bad in him, because that's power, that it rent his hip. Something has to give. When you're fighting yourself, they say we fight demons, principalities, right? Who was the prince? They say the prince of light and darkness. Wasn't there darkness first, if y'all believe in religion? What was the beacon of light? We know that sound is faster than light. That's a proof. Just look it up. So what is sound? Is it not frequency? What is light comprised of? The reason why it can be mitigated and used. How is it that you can harness the power of a laser if it is not chemical that resonates? I'm just asking these things. I'm not going to go no further with it. I just want to know. It's not just because I'm an inventor and I study this stuff. I study this stuff, okay? So I have no issue with saying fake Jews, that yet they are the real Jews because they're the only Jews. And it's a fake identity. That's all I'm saying. It's a made-up identity. Most of you live in a made-up identity. But the identity you're living in the time we're in is paramount and it's indicative. If you don't do the research to better know self, I mean, there's nothing nobody can do. Like my favorite time, as far as being around some fighting motherfuckers, was in England, Scotland, and Ireland. This is fighting motherfuckers, and if you come from where I come from, you know, you don't talk, you just go at it. You know, if you have a problem with a cat across the street, you guys will meet in traffic in the middle of the street and be scrapping. That's how I grew up. Well, there was none of this bumping shoulders and walking in circles, yo, and rah, rah, rah. It wasn't no shoot the fair one and taking off your shirt, trying to show your little weak ass muscles. No, man, we had guys that looked like Oompa Loompa who would slide you up under to the next side of the street. Yeah, man, we had skinny cats that was known for knocking 3 and 4 people out, just like bullseye in the dark. You know, my boy Eric, you know what I'm saying? Like, guy was like 6'1", skinny, about half my weight, and everybody ran up on him, bop, down. So it's not about what people think and the lies of the movie and everything else. When I was in Brazil and I first got choked the fuck out. Oh, my baby's mama. Anyway, and she was built like a what? Anyway, right? And I started learning how to maneuver, and like the wrestling, it was like having the patience and literally thinking, but execution. And they taught me every time I went there, whether it be 4 days, a week, or whatever, and then on my own for like 30 days, they said, like, you know, okay, well, we knew you knew martial arts. I got choked out about 30 times, man, when I was in Brazil. Like, what kind of dog at this guy climbing my back like a spider monkey? I'm waking up, guy got my leg lifted up there. I'm like, what the hell, what happened? You catch me from the front, from the back, from the side, choke my shit out. He's tapping me going, and I'm like, I ain't tapping. I go, I mean, y'all don't have no idea, bro. And so when I was able to choke a couple of them out and make them start tapping, I was like, yeah. And on the boat, nobody wanted to wrestle me. On every ship I went on, I'm telling you, UFC wasn't a thing. It was up in the 90s or whatever, right? And they were like, nah, Red, I'd rather you shoot the fade with me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what some of the guys, Cali, wherever, and Chicago, nah, man, let's square up. I'm like, nah, man, come on. And I shoot at them and twisting their arm and put them in Kimura or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The reality is that there's nobody that bad. I mean, you know, that tough. Nobody is. You know what I mean? And people walk around with these big egos. But when you say, hey, look, man, I'll fly you here. You can meet me. I got a gym in New Mexico we can go to. Some of my homies that box there, we can, you know, they used to come up here for the cultural fairs and stuff. Yo, Red, what's up? Hey, what's up? Be in the tent, and they got the guys, and they got all the pamphlets. I go and visit. I'm like, yo, man, this is the bomb. Yo, I'm teaching on the res. Yo, we'll come through there. You know what I'm saying? They come through with the gloves and free mouthpieces and wraps and stuff, and that was the greatest thing. You know what I'm saying? But there's nobody. We're supposed to be protecting one another. And that's not the case. We're killing one another. Based on people convert because they feel it's safe. But when you're born into it, everybody has to serve. They're even going after the Hasidics to serve because of what's going on. And we're dealing with a deep perversion where they're spitting on. When I was over there and they were spitting at Christians, I wasn't a religious person. They knew it. It was like a pass. And because I spoke a little German and I was telling my family names, they thought I might be one of them, like a Jew. I was like, no. I always tell people, I got a little Gaucher blood in the family. I don't know. We had one of the so-called German people who we considered them, they're married into the family. That's not in my bloodline. The name is in the family. But as far as the other two, definitely in the family. And they were dark. German. As far as the narrative. I told you Africa's not Africa. UK is not UK. You don't have to believe that. I don't really give a fuck. But people have been growing under the guise of that based since the Crimean War, where they're fighting that again. You know what I'm saying? The war that was not. Everything before that was going in and eradicating the original people by poisoning the toxins, and then establishing a new order. And here they are now doing it again. And nobody's getting their heads out their ass to rise up against the occasion. You dig what I'm saying? And yeah, there's no balance. There's absolutely no balance. I mean, I can't make balance. I can just speak in a certain way, and let you know that you have a choice. And some are going to choose. Some believe that they don't have to make a choice. We're not talking about a vote that don't matter. We're talking about your fucking life and your children's life and your children's life. Now, if that's not important, and I know there are a lot of people today who have grown up, and I've heard them say it, the young ones, I'll never have a baby in this world. They seek the worldly pleasures. Can't do nothing about that. But there's still some people instilling some kind of morality in people and children. And so that creates a divide too. It's another category, you know, that's another form of chaos. But y'all gotta make better choices. Y'all really do. And I was gonna say to them something like to them, like, y'all need to be careful, but there's no cameras at Maverick that was watching them. I could hear them. Now, I'm not saying there weren't no fans and some people around that couldn't hear him. I was right there, Aaron, but because I had the rebel flag on my license plates and, you know, I'm playing some goddamn country music and they're looking at a little, I'm coming out, look, you know, straight up cowboy and, you know, Indian, and they, you know, and I think one or two of them know me, so, oh, he's cool. And then I was like, God damn, boy, let me get the fuck out of here, because we don't need nothing to happen. This is a quiet town, y'all. It was tourists and shit, you know what I'm saying? Another thing. The Chinese are starting to shop a lot. So what was wrong with the food where they weren't buying nothing? Because I know the managers, and they be like, Red, I ain't never paid attention. They don't really be buying shit, and they send like 1 or 2 people. Now them motherfuckers are shopping like they're going retarded. So was the food hijacked for a number of months to make sure that everybody gets something in or be sick? I don't know. I'm just asking them. And now they've been given the clear, y'all are safe. Don't worry. It's only a matter of months or a year before a lot of them are gone. And so they're laughing and walking around, can't even speak English, and it's all like with haughty and big-headed, and people walking around looking at them like, what the fuck? They're not moving with caution. They're moving like, motherfucker, this is not. And they're taking pictures of places where there's empty lots and shit. And I'm like, oh, it's time to go find it, because I you know what I'm saying? Even my boys who I converse with, they're like, they even going, Red, hey, you see, man, you know, I'm the one that told you motherfuckers, y'all paying attention now? Y'all paying attention now? What you going, you know what I'm saying? But you can't tell a whole lot of Peckerwoods that shit, because them motherfuckers go out in the goddamn mountaintop, you know, up in the woods somewhere, and they get the communion, and next thing you know, you see white hoodies come out and shit. I ain't trying to be, you know what I'm saying? So I stays the fuck away from all that. No, I'm not worried. I'm just saying, y'all. All right? Okay? So pay attention is all I'm saying. This is what the fake ass, y'all, why y'all call them leaders? Are y'all aware that the government was never meant to be your fucking leaders? How did they push that on y'all where y'all are running around, your leader and your leader? What? Because of the fake ass royalty in England? Oh my goodness, you can't make this shit up. Even that guy who they found out had royal blood, when you go through his family pictures, he has a lot of black folks in his family pictures. So you get what I'm saying? He's like, I don't want nothing to do with that. He didn't want nothing to do with him when he's the true royalty. So that shows you that these kings and queens, all of them are frauds. All right? At least you can research it and see for yourself. I'm not going to, I'm just saying it from my understanding of everything and what I've learned. That's all I'm saying. You dig what I'm saying? Hamburglers. Exactly. What government? But they got enough. They have enough people. Whether you want to say brothers, sisters, whatever. I always say monkeys, but they have enough brothers and sisters in there who have been compromised, and they're going to perform whatever duty or they're tasked with. And sadly, not sad for me, but sadly, the conditioning is deep, and who can change it? I'm not here to change it. Who can change it? Can you change it? Any of y'all? You know what I'm saying? They did a good job, man. Asshole. No, I'm just saying, y'all. I'm serious. If you really knew me, I commend motherfuckers when they do a good fucking job, even in the worst way. It's not a real feeling and shit, you know. It's just like, god damn, when you really look at it and you're able to sit back and go, god damn, that's fucking pretty good. But and I know people will sit there going, well, that's kind of, Brad, that's crazy. Well, you all right? No, that's emotions taking over you. I'm sitting back going, god damn, if this ain't strategic and this isn't well fucking played, like for real. I mean, you ain't got to see it the way I see it. All right, hands off. I'm just saying, holy shit, this is pretty fucking good. Because you look at the world, you look at how fucked up it is, right? Your world, and your world, you look at how fucked up it is, and how can you not see it? That's a good fucking job. If you can pull the curtains down before the final act, and nobody fucking even can comprise it in their fucking dome, and search themselves out, that's a good fucking job. They had time to get this shit together and practice it before they get ready to lift the curtain and give you the final act. And some of you motherfuckers are still in the audience waiting for the curtain to be lifted so you could be a part of the vaudeville show and this final fucking act. That's all I'm saying. We're not talking about Punch and Judy. Do I need to pick up my puppet socks again? I'm just saying the reality of it is, whoop the fucking whoop. Damn. And again, hats off to them motherfuckers, because goddamn, that's pretty goddamn good. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. That's obvious. I don't have to assert that. The reality is, though, it's a good fucking job. This Q Dog sent me a message. Okay, somebody. No, that's no, that name. Yeah, you're more than that, exactly. Who's that? Like, he goes something like, yo, you bring it. So I'll tell our name exactly. I don't know what black. No, I don't know what black. I don't know what that means. Anyway, ethnicity meaning pagan. Exactly. It's called. That's what it is. It's. Yeah, the Coral Castle, James Tinsley. Yeah, I actually visited when I was stationed in Florida because I had to see it, and we was going to Daytona, and I was like, I want to go to, I'm going to go to Miami. I wanted to go on Jekyll Island. I wanted to see all this stuff. So I was afforded that with a few of my brothers who, after we got back from our world cruise, we went to see it, and we were like, holy shit. He did this shit at night. Nobody watching. And I'm like, holy shit. And I said, see? And I was sharing it with my brothers because, at that time, I was far from accepting I was far from even knowing, accepting who I really was. And we were all walking around that motherfucker looking at each other like, y'all want to go get a ham and cheese sandwich, man, and come back? And a Coke? It was like, fuck yeah. It was overwhelming. We were like, because we traveled the world and we saw some weird shit. And I was always talking about Tartary. I was always showing people that this shit said I-622. That means established or erected, like E, or built. You know what I'm saying? And then And everybody, and then you go back, you know, a few years later on another world cruise, and all of a sudden you get a 1 in front of everything. They're saying that this was built in 1600 now? No. They're saying that this was built in 1442? No. And then you look at it, and then you see the statues, and then you see the curator and the people who carved them, and how they show you how they would use scaffolding to put those gargoyles and stuff up there. Those weren't originally what was up there. And that's why it's important to be able to find the pictures like Howdy Mikowski and go back and see the real pictures. This book right here, I don't ever show his first book, but this one right here, he gives you all the websites of a lot of the original buildings here and some around the world, showing you that every country, even so-called Africa, had Capitol buildings. Australia, them people weren't running around and painting themselves white, playing the didgeridoo and all that other shit. They built a great city as fucking well. But then they murdered damn near how many, like over fucking half or 3/4 of the people, indigenous people of land of Australia, the Dutch and all them, they murdered them. So you lose the skills. And then you take over. Like they did San Francisco, California. I mean, LA was a Negro that refounded it, and they tried to make some other black motherfucker talking about African. And when they established that fake Jew that went down and became emperor, think about it. There was no presidents. There was only khans, or kings and queens, khans. Like when I says, yeah, Jesus, y'all call Jesus. He was no king of the fucking Jews. He was the Rex, the leader. Fuck. And everybody has a hard time because I'm showing them the truth, while everybody's showing other things. These Atlanteans. The Olmecs weren't fucking Mongolians and half-breeds. These were melanated people. When I was at some of those statues, they look like the queen and the king, right? It looks like they have a big hairpiece. But when you get up close to it, which I have been able to, right, when I was overseas, they're wearing braids. Not saying other people didn't, but then you got this motherfucker with a nose like mine or one real wide, and they destroy that. And then you see the picture of the person that founded it, and the nose is still on the motherfucker in the dirt. Then why did they break the nose off? Who they do that for? Who and why? They show you Mount Rushmore, but people are ignorant to the fact that he blew up the original head up there to establish this new head. It's still up there. You can go out there now, even with all the weather, and see the form of the original king or the Khan or the Sphinx head on the very end of it. Because you got Lincoln, you know how it goes, right? And y'all ever been to Mount Rushmore? About 20 fucking times. People have a hard time accepting what may be plausible, a different reality. It steps. It's like stepping on someone's toes, and their feet were never in the fucking shoes. You know what I mean? I'm just sharing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I just want to share that. I'm going to get off of here. I may be babysitting my little man today, so we'll see. She's gonna let me know here in about 20 minutes. She's gonna text me, and I'll call her back, and I'll let her know if I'm able to, because I still got to run back out and do a couple of things. So maybe I could take him with me, because I don't mind taking him riding with me and stuff like that. But he's autistic, but he's smart as fuck. I got his all Godzilla. I got him everything set up for his channel downstairs, so he can watch, or he can watch up here. All the weapons that I got to put well, there's only a couple out. I got to put those up and lock them up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I just wanted to share that. And this is not to be hate. This is like, it was a laughing moment today when I saw all them individuals standing there talking about what they was about to do. I was like, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. The police station's right down the street from the goddamn Maverick. Listen, man, listen. Everything ain't what it seems to be, y'all. I'm telling you. You have the good guys who want to do some bad shit. You have the bad guys who are going to keep doing some bad shit. I mean, it's coming down to the motherfucking wire, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, it is what it is. Now, if you converted, and they tell you convert into Judaism, don't. Do not. There's no converting to shit. You either is or you aren't. And if you're not, be mindful. It's like changing the natural order, and it's not going to last. It serves a purpose for the enemy. They know what they're doing, all right? Either you see it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Craig, what's up, beloved? Yeah, I'm about to sign off, fam. But anyway, I appreciate y'all, man. And you know what time it is. Ladies, brothers, I'll see y'all later.